Pluto in Aquarius, 2023 to 2044. And this will commence on March 23rd, 2023. So, we have been connecting for many years with Pluto in Capricorn. And what is Capricorn? It is about structure, it is about the 10th house, it is about business. Capricorn is about government, rules, and regulations. And so far during Pluto's reign in Capricorn, there have been much in the way of breakdowns with rules, regulation, and questioning leaders, leadership, and that which is also connected with business, finance, and the way one rules and the way we feel about the rules and regulations within society. Pluto is connected with the eighth house and Scorpio. So, therefore, Pluto seeks to transform and revamp any part of society that Pluto is in the sign of, and in that case, Capricorn. However, Pluto's going to switch gears here, and boy, we are going to be in for a ride. Pluto was discovered in 1930, but the last time that Pluto was in the sign of Aquarius was during the Industrial Revolution. And Pluto's reign at that time was during 1778 to 1798. And the French Revolution, it was about rebellion and many, what? Genius Aquarius discoveries. Now, since Pluto's discovery in 1930, Pluto effect will be that much stronger. Pluto is Scorpio. Pluto is deep. It is passionate. Pluto, yes, will transform. Pluto will always have some aspect of the unknown that will never come to light. The mysteries. Now, this mysterious, passionate planet will exit Capricorn and move into Aquarius. Now, for a very brief time, Pluto will be in the sign of Aquarius from the end of March until June of 2023. Then Pluto will flip back retrograde for one last time in Aquarius in 2023, and in January of 2024 will then forward into Aquarius for the next 20 years. So that's quite a long time for Pluto in one sign. And there will be many changes. Pluto in Aquarius will break down the structure of society. During Capricorn's reign, it was the breakdown of the rules, the regulations, the transforming of government, structure, business, finance. But with Pluto in Aquarius, Aquarius is connected with the 11th house, and we are going from the element of earth to air. So now we will become more connected with the mental, the intellectual, and look at everything going on around us in a more detached fashion because we're talking air. This isn't the time to get emotional, but it's more about the intellectual. Aquarius is also about the collective. So the structure to society will change. The breakdown will be about what the people want. It will be about humanity and equality. With Aquarius in the 11th house, there may even be differentiating or alternative lifestyles. Aquarius is about genius, and we will see much in the way of invention. Many people born during this time will be known many years later as geniuses. And Pluto in Aquarius. What is Aquarius? Aquarius is about the future and it is about space. So many developments for space and space travel and the future will become prominent. Technology in all forms will rule the day, whether it's in science, whether it's in medicine, you name it, new technological advancements will be paramount at this time for Aquarius. And what else does Aquarius connect with? With the 11th house, but groups, social media, the internet, computers, and our friendships. So, on a mundane level, our communication with each other will change. There will be much in the way of groups that are formed about ideals and principles, beliefs and opinions. And Aquarius is always about the unexpected. Yes, there will be rebellion. Yes, there will be chaos because Aquarius and Pluto is about transforming that that is connected with our humanity and the way we treat each other. And if during this time of Pluto in Aquarius we see cruelty, injustice, unfairness, this will not be tolerated because Aquarius is about tolerance and it's about our friendliness. And this will permeate even through the way we treat each other, animals, the legal system, groups, social media, you name it. Equality, humanity, justice, and genius will rule the day with Pluto in Aquarius. So let's go ahead and look at the chart for Pluto in Aquarius, first touching down at 0 degrees. on March the 23rd, 2023. So we have a stellium in Aries, and that includes the Sun at 2 degrees Aries, Mercury at 8 degrees, almost 9 because it's at 8:59, so we'll say 9 degrees of Aries, Chiron the healer at 15 degrees, and Jupiter connected with luck and prosperity at 17 degrees Aries, and the moon void at 28 degrees of Aries. So, what is Aries connected with? Aries is about me first. Aries is connected with Mars, and Mars is action. And Mars and Aries rule the first house. So we've got the Sun and Mercury there. So during the time of Pluto in Aquarius, it's going to be all about our individual style, me first, and with Mars, it's about taking action, about our goals and aspirations in a very unique and unusual style. And this will be very rewarding indeed. With Jupiter, we have our luck and prosperity. And Jupiter is also ruled with business. It's connected with the ninth house, with Sagittarius, our beliefs, our principles. Even that will be revamped and very different and unique. But with Jupiter there connected with money, our way of life and business will change drastically. The 9 to 5 will revamp into more of our own independent ventures. There will, yes, possibly be the regular work day, but more and more as we go into Pluto in Aquarius, the more independent, self sufficient, and unique our businesses and our desire for our own independent ventures. And they will be in tune with Pluto in Aquarius. Many people will have independent ventures connected with social media and technology, that which is connected with Aquarius, and all these little businesses and ventures will become more prominent each and every passing year Pluto is in Aquarius. And having our own financial and monetary prosperity will be very rewarding. And we do have the moon in Aries as well. And the moon is connected with the collective. So we will have much in the way of expressing our ideas to each other because Aries rules the mind. And with Aquarius, Pluto, this is very mental. And so we will have to connect, even on a daily level, the collective, as with what we think and what we feel and what actions we are going to take. This is going to be a very mental yet very expressive period of time for us. And this is what will join us all together. And we have Venus, the planet of love and affection, in the sign of Taurus. and that will connect with the North Node in Taurus. So Venus rules Taurus and it rules Libra. We will have a very unique way of expressing ourselves, even within love and romance, and our individuality will be prominent in our relationships. And Aquarius is about freedom and liberation. So, with Venus and Taurus, on one hand, that's very possessive, it's an appreciation of beauty, but with Aquarius, Pluto, within that sense of wanting to be together, we will also have the need to express our desire for freedom. So even the word possessive will somewhat change during this reign of Pluto in Aquarius. But we also have Uranus at 16 degrees of Aquarius. So we have this Taurus and Pluto in Aquarius connection. And because even though they cannot in any way square each other off, by a major aspect with Pluto at 0 degrees Aquarius and Uranus at 16 degrees of Taurus, nonetheless, by their sign, they are well felt. Taurus is about stubborn behavior. Taurus is about possessiveness. Taurus is the second house about values. Pluto is also in Aquarius about values, but it's more about fairness, equality for all and everyone. Taurus is about the me and the wants and the desires. So we will have to, during this time of Pluto in Aquarius, find a balance between our desire and the need for freedom and objectivity, because that is also Aquarius. Or else, if we don't find that balance, then that will be the disruption that is created during the time of Pluto in Aquarius. We will have to become more detached about our own needs and desires and more about connecting with each other. And because Uranus is in Taurus, if we do not find that balance, there is where we will have to learn the lessons, and there is where chaos and rebellion will be paramount. Now, Mars is nearly almost into the sign of Cancer, and Mars is at 29 degrees of Gemini. And it's interesting because Pluto is at 0 degrees of Aquarius. And this is what is called an out of sign, quincunx, or an inconjunct between 0 degrees of Aquarius and 29 degrees, almost at 0 degrees of Cancer. And although that is not a major aspect between Mars and Pluto, there is a connection there. And quincunxes show us what we have to learn. It is a rather tense aspect, but prominent. And it's interesting that during the time Pluto enters Aquarius on March 23rd, we have Pluto at 0 critical Aquarius, and we have Mars at 29 degrees, almost 0 critical Cancer. So the lesson here is between air and water and between early air of Pluto in Aquarius. So with Mars and chatty Gemini, it is about how we communicate because it's almost into Cancer. So we will communicate about our desire to change our living situation because Cancer is connected with the fourth house and Gemini is connected with the third house. We will have to change even our way of life to some degree because Cancer is with the fourth house. So we are going to be communicating Gemini the need to even change within this reign of Pluto in Aquarius, the family dynamic, whether that's how we communicate with our family, the family structure, and we're talking Gemini, which is connected with the third house. So, third house is about transportation and how we get around. So, there's going to be unusual Pluto and Aquarius changes to transportation and our communications in general with the written word, the spoken word, and so on. And this also goes back to the sense of humanity with Pluto in Aquarius. Even our daily mundane conversations and communication will change and be revamped and how we communicate with each other. But with the 29 degrees, which is rather a critical degrees as with 0 degrees in this case, with Pluto in Aquarius, 29 degrees of Gemini is very paramount. So, yes, our communications with each other will be dissected. It's going to be all about what is right and what is wrong, all about our principles, our dynamics, our connections with each other, about, yes, even the future, but the family will change as well. Our communications, hey, that could even connect with the housing market, real estate, and so on and so forth, because that is what is connected with Cancer, our feelings of security and what gives us security. And I must say, with Pluto in Aquarius, in an unusual style. Then we have yet, yes, Saturn in Pisces about healthcare reform and about different forms of alternative healing. And yes, we also have Neptune moving along into the later degrees of Pisces. So this will be a very interesting time of our sensitivities versus and our compassion versus the need to be detached. But as always, Neptune loves to be in Pisces. So, what is Pisces connected with? The 12th house, oceans, oil, water. So during this time with Pluto, the inventor and the technological genius, we will very likely develop some kind of technological ways of cleaning up our ocean or water because issues with water could be very important during this time. And with the genius of Pluto in Aquarius, we will have to keep an eye out about how we take care of our water. And yes, Pluto will find in Aquarius very diverse and interesting ways of helping our water sources, cleaning up our oceans, and this will be in a very genius style connected with Neptune in Pisces. But Neptune in Pisces, because it is the sign after Aquarius, has much to teach the sign of Aquarius. So, even though it is a water sign, Pluto is in Aquarius, an air sign. At the end of the day, our equality and our compassion will have to unite in some fashion. We will have to be compassionate, kind, and caring to others while we are equally being humane and very detached to some degree connected with Pluto in Aquarius. So, this is going to be a time of what our rights are, both with human rights, animal rights, anything rights, and justice, humanity, genius. And we will see much in the way of genius during Pluto and Aquarius. We will look to the future and we will find ways to be very detached, very freedom loving, and objective. And this will rule the day. It's not a time, as also indicated, for possessiveness or stubbornness, because this is what in the future with Pluto and Aquarius will create chaos. And yes, we must expect the unexpected during Pluto's reign. But if we can look back to the past and look at all the genius inventions that were created and all the positivity with rebellion, with the need for equality and a change of leadership for the people, we will find our happiness with Pluto in Aquarius in a very, well, unique style.